present my dissertation proposal. It's about implementing of discrete event demand-driven production using Flexim software. First, let's have a background about the subject I'm dealing with. Business environment is very challenging nowadays. What are the challenging? There are many. Competition we have, recession, global crisis, and whatever. And inflation also one of the reasons. And this study will focus on demand-driven production system. Why demand-driven production system? Because it's one of the solutions to reduce the high inventory cost. Now companies trying to reduce their inventory in order to reduce the total price of their product or increase their margin, profit margin. So by adopting this policy or strategy, they're trying to reduce the inventory to the minimum, and as a result, their cost to the minimum. Flexim software. Why Flexim software? Flexim software is precisely designed to simulate production lines. In other way, it can simulate your system, whole system. Any amendment to your system, you can test it on this software. Then, if it is successful, you can implement it. In this way, you will avoid surprises in the implementation of your policy. Maybe this policy not work for any reason. You can find out using Flexim. The aim of this study is to design an object which is not exist in Flexim right now, which is the demand object. And instead of the source is responsible of generating the discrete event supply. Now we will use the sink instead of generating the discrete event demand to drive our production line. And in this way, there is two benefits. The flexibility of our line, we will check how our line will be flexible for any change in demand or in customer. Sometimes customer will change his product view. How you can change your production line within simple process. Is your line ready for that? So the aim is to design this object in order to be able to simulate demand-driven production. Objective is to stress the importance of discrete event simulation to prove the capability of Flexim software. It's precisely designed and implemented to simulate some cases, but they leave flexibility by the C++ programming language to achieve different purpose as you customize. Other software, I'm sorry to say this, they are selfish, as if you need to customize something of their software, you have to demand it through them, to ask them to do something, they will charge you a lot of money. In case of Flexim, the customer can customize a lot of objects and tools inside the software in order to achieve the demanded result. And to employ the embedded C++ programming capability in Flexim to customize the object behavior. This research is basically based on experiment. We're going to do our experiment in Flexim software itself. First, we will try the literature review, how other people took this matter, how they deal with it, and if anybody else done same research and what's the result. Second, I will put a logical design, how this object will look like, how it will behave, the attributes and the facilities can provide it. Then we will carry on the experimental work through the C++ coding. The conclusion will be driven from the experimental, what we got from this experiment. The data of this project. The data will be generated in discrete event capability, which is already in Flexim, and we will make use of this capability. Any question?
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions from the audience? No? Don't you have any?
Yeah, I sort of know the answer to this, but I think it's worth you saying it. Have you, this idea of basing Flexim, you have contacted Flexim on regarding this?
Actually, I contacted them, but I'm going to contact them if this is going to approve it now, to give them the specific detail. They're much interested, and they want to publish this research. As per Ms. Shannon, the head of the Flexim in the US, she's very interested in this research, and she said if she has an access, she's going to publish this on their website. So if this idea approved already, I'm going to contact her to have some more details about this idea, because this idea can be implemented. It's not something difficult. So I'm just keeping it private right now until it's taking the green line, so I can do other question for her to check about her opinion.
Okay. Do you foresee any ethical implications with your research?
Ethical implication, I don't think so, because I already informed them. I'm doing a dissertation about their software, and they're happy with that. Other thing, I'm not going to ask any human or anything about any opinion. Just going to do an experimental work.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Good you feel like it. What will you actually do with it once you've produced something? Are you planning on doing anything with it?
Me, as myself, I'm not a professional right now in Flexim, but I think it will serve a lot of business cases, because this object will make facility if you have a discrete event supply and you will have discrete event demand. What's the result on your line before you implementing it on the real life? So you can have it in virtual life and check what's going on in your industry.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of benefit, as
Okay.
I guess.
I would include that as one of your objectives, is kind of what you would do with it once it's been produced.
It's already there. It's
Yeah, I think it
in the
needs to
name.
be a little bit more explicit.
Sure.
I think maybe you need to have a fourth one which says explicitly
Sure.
what it would be used
And the
for.
objectives,
Yeah.
or maybe in the aim.
I think in the objectives, that you should always have something which you're going to say what you're going to do with the data.
Sure.
Don't worry, I'll send you this
Sure.
as
Thank you.
information. Okay, and that's it, that's good. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry, just a quick question. In terms of demand, the object pulling demand, is there any sort of scope for structuring factors that might affect that demand?
Yeah, it's the discrete event generated data.
Right.
We will try different pattern in order to check each pattern, what's the effect of this demand.
Right, I see.
Okay. Final question, have you met with your supervisor?
Yeah, one sec.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you, that's it.
Fine, right.